We're living in this incredible time, right? We have more information, more technology, more progress than ever before. But doesn't it feel like we're still kind of lost? Like we're all still searching for the answers to the big questions? Well, the philosopher Manly P. Hall had a really interesting take on this. He argued that all this confusion we're feeling, it's not new. And the way forward, it's actually a path back to basics.
Hall loved this quote, and you can totally see why. It just perfectly nails our modern situation, doesn't it? For every single problem we think we've solved, it's like we pull back a curtain only to find another curtain. It feels like this endless cycle, and it can be pretty exhausting. So yeah, this really gets to the heart of the matter. With all of our incredible advancements, we're still in this state of, well, deep confusion. We're out here trying to find these grand, fundamental answers to problems that are, honestly, pretty basic parts of just being human and living day to day. And that is the big question, isn't it? This is the paradox Manly P. Hall really digs into. We've got centuries and centuries of knowledge right at our fingertips. So why are the huge issues, things like conflict, unhappiness, a lack of meaning, why do they seem to stick around and sometimes even get worse? It almost makes you wonder if our solutions are actually part of the problem.
Now, according to Hall, it's not like we're just helpless. He believed humanity was actually given 3 amazing powers, this sort of essential toolkit for figuring out the whole mystery of existence and building our way through the universe.
So, what are these tools? First, you've got the heart. This is our ability to feel, to have faith, to connect with each other. That's what we call religion. Then you have the mind, our power to reason, to think, to create a code for how to live. That's philosophy. And finally, there's the hand, our skill, our ability to build things and work with the physical world, and that's science.
Okay, so here's the crucial question. If we have this incredible toolkit, what on earth went wrong? Well, Hall's big argument is that we've basically corrupted every single one of these powers. We've twisted them from their original really noble purposes into the very sources of our conflict and confusion.
Let's start with religion. Hall says its real purpose, its core message, is super simple. Love ye one another. It's supposed to be about bringing people together through compassion. But what do we actually see so often? A world full of conflict between different groups, where arguing about who's got the right beliefs has become way more important than how we actually treat each other.
And you see the exact same pattern with philosophy. It was supposed to be just organized common sense, right? A practical guide for how to live a good, ethical, meaningful life. But instead, a lot of it has just turned into what Hall called intellectual squabbles, these endless arguments that don't really do much to improve our actual day-to-day lives.
And then we get to our third tool, science. Its real job should be to apply all that amazing skill to the immediate needs of people, solving the problems right here in our own backyard. But instead, Hall argues, it's gotten kind of obsessed with these abstract mysteries at the very edge of the universe, all while often overlooking the suffering happening right here on Earth.
What lies underneath all of this is a kind of fundamental arrogance. We've somehow convinced ourselves that we're too sophisticated, that we've outgrown the simple, ancient rules for how to behave. We just dismiss them as old-fashioned, as if the basic laws of how humans get along have somehow just expired. I mean, just look at these codes. They go back thousands of years, and they're not complicated at all. This is just simple, practical wisdom for how to live together. Don't cheat people. Respect everyone. Don't kill. Don't lie. Come on, these aren't just gentle suggestions. They're basically the operating manual for any society that actually wants to work. This all brings us to what ethics really is. Hall puts it so perfectly. It's the standard that proves that when you injure one person, you ultimately injure everyone. It's not just some nice, fluffy idea. It is the absolute foundation for all value, for protecting everyone's rights. It's what happens when the mind works together with the heart.
All right, so how do we fix this mess? Well, the way forward isn't some crazy new theory. According to Hall, it's actually about a radical return to these basic principles. It's about bringing our 3 powers, the heart, the mind, and the hand, back together again, through our own individual actions.
And this, right here, is probably the most important takeaway of all. The solution isn't out there somewhere. We can't just wait for a new system or a new leader to come along and save us. Hall is crystal clear on this. Personal growth is the root of all enlightenment, and that starts and ends with each and every one of us taking a look in the mirror and correcting our own conduct.
So what does that actually look like in real life? Well, it means living your faith through what you do, not just what you say. It means using your talents and skills to help everybody, not just for your own personal gain.
It's about finding something sacred in your daily work and turning your responsibilities into chances to grow. It's the simple stuff, but also the hardest stuff, like being honest and forgiving people.
Wow, this statement from Hall just sums up his whole philosophy, doesn't it? Real happiness isn't found by breaking all the rules and just doing whatever you feel like. It's found by lining ourselves up with the fundamental natural laws of the universe, the rules of ethics, integrity, and love, rules that were never made by us in the first place. So I'll just leave you with this thought to chew on. In this frantic search we're all on for these complicated solutions to the world's huge crises, what if the most revolutionary thing you could do is just go back to basics? What if the real answer to everything we're looking for is hidden in the profound, totally old-fashioned simplicity of just keeping the rules?